Hey everybody, I'm Megan Hatcher-Mays, Director of Democracy Policy at Indivisible and the host of Impeachment Daily, which, as you know, exists to demystify the impeachment process and let you know how you can stay involved in this fight. So today we are going to talk about John Bolton, a former Trump toady, who now says he'd be willing to testify in Donald Trump's impeachment trial in the Senate. And we're going to talk about what you can do to make sure he actually does. So let's get started with our only segment, which of course is called What Just Happened?, where we recap what we know. So I'm sure you remember John Bolton. This is him right here. He served most recently as Trump's national security advisor, but he also served in the George W. Bush administration. Bolton is a well-known warmonger who, before he left the Trump administration, helped influence Trump's thinking on Iran, which very likely led us to kind of this horrible moment that we're living through right now. Bolton was also a key player in the Ukraine scandal that became the basis of the articles of impeachment against Donald Trump. So just to quickly recap, because this does feel like it happened about 1 million years ago, but as you might recall, Trump tried to pressure the government of Ukraine to interfere in our 2020 elections by demanding that they dig up dirt on the Bidens in exchange for about $400 million in aid. Trump did this with help from his unscrupulous personal attorney, that would be Rudy Giuliani, with help from Gordon Sondland, who is the ambassador to the European Union, and Mick Mulvaney, who is Trump's acting chief of staff and who hilariously admitted on camera that Trump had in fact engaged in a quid pro quo with Ukraine. So, of course, John Bolton knew all of this was happening. We know that because Fiona Hill, who worked for Bolton, has testified to exactly what went down in the public hearings that we witnessed last winter. Bolton got into a heated conversation with Sondland about this rogue operation that was happening in Ukraine with Giuliani and others. And he went right to Fiona Hill and told her to contact lawyers with the National Security Council. So obviously, John Bolton had some very serious concerns about what the president and his posse were getting up to. He then told Fiona Hill, "I am not a part of whatever drug deal Sondland and Mulvaney are cooking up." And he was referring to this scheme to withhold this money from Ukraine in exchange for personal political favors for Trump. So he knew how serious this was. When the House was running its investigation at the end of last year, Bolton refused to testify. But now he's apparently had a change of heart. He says he will testify in front of Congress if he is subpoenaed. And I think we actually have Speaker Nancy Pelosi to thank for this. She's been holding back the articles from the Senate until Mitch McConnell agrees to some semblance of a fair trial. So this Bolton thing seems to be kind of a big deal. Like, remember, Mitch McConnell has been staunchly refusing to allow witnesses to testify at all because he wants to rig this impeachment trial in Trump's favor. He knows that if people like John Bolton testify, it will be bad for Trump. And one of the arguments McConnell has been advancing to avoid calling these witnesses or obtaining any documents is that the House, during its impeachment investigation, should have gone to court to force Trump's lackeys to comply with subpoenas. That's what McConnell has said. But now there's no need to go to court to force any of that because Bolton is saying he'll willingly come in and testify at the impeachment trial. He will comply with a subpoena. So Mitch McConnell doesn't have that excuse anymore. So how can we force Mitch McConnell's hand? We need to keep up the pressure on Republicans especially to reject McConnell's attempts to rig this trial. That means we need to keep calling them every day and demanding that they support a fair trial with witnesses and documents. So if you text IMPEACH to 97779, we will connect you directly with your senators and you can let them know how you feel about this. You can also go to impeachnow.org and sign up for events that are happening whenever your senator is in town. You can register or RSVP for town halls, district office visits, ribbon cuttings, grocery store visits, whatever, and let them know how important it is to hear from these witnesses and to get these documents. So keep up the good work. Go to impeachnow.org and go ahead and register your event and keep that pressure up. This is a critical moment. Every day that Donald Trump is in the office, something new and horrifying happens, and this cannot go on. So keep calling your senators, go to impeachnow.org, and keep fighting for that fair and open trial. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and I will see you right back here tomorrow.